And here is he has been the entire night guarding the garden. Now he's glad to be out to see everybody, and let's see where he goes. All right, so right now he is walking into the other yard, and we'll see. Let's see. Oh, he's gonna sit down. All right. Well, he's telling everyone. He's telling everyone hello. He is glad to be out here at the moment. All right. So, looking at yes. Hey, Lemon, great to see you. Welcome to the stream. It's you and me right now, and oh, exclamation point. Okay. So, yeah, right now we have Claude in his leopard print, and he's sitting on the workout bench because that's something that he likes to do. You know, there are lots of different things that can come in the yard, like little of tree rats and stuff. So a big issue that we have sometimes is sometimes the tree rats. They don't really do much to us, but they definitely do things with staying in the trees, and they're either a species of rat that lives in trees or they're rats that just went in there to hide. So that's a combination of things that I think is quite, you know, scary, but Claude's not scared of them at all. He likes to go and chase after them. And another thing that this cat likes to do is that he likes to do sprints and he likes to do runs all over the place. And on the big field that we have, especially when it's cut, he likes to go dart around and run around in it. Yeah. And there's the Siamese cats, and you see the thing with them is that they look a lot like aliens, in my opinion. The Siamese cats, they're very similar to aliens. So these, it looks like a leopard cat. He's like a regular cat and a leopard cat at the same time. We actually have a tree rats in the Philippines too. Oh, you have tree rats over there too. That's very interesting because I know there's a species of them that live in trees, but I'm not exactly entirely certain if they just happen to be, got evicted from a rat's nest or they just were natural to the trees. So yeah, it looks like we have very similar things, and he is rolling for the camera, and he has the cleanest socks, and he has the happiest face right here, and he is just excited for this. Okay, the giant cloud rat, for example, or the Luzon tree mouse. Oh, okay. Well, that definitely is something that I would be a little bit spooked to encounter, but then again, I encounter them here all the time too. So that is, something that I believe is, nature could be so frightening but fascinating at the same time. And this cat will go into the tree. He will go and look for everything that he can find. And he sometimes comes back with nothing, or sometimes he has himself a mouse. And the ones in the trees, the higher up ones, they like to, usually the birds always get away. They always fly away somewhere. That's what the birds do. But you see the tree rats, sometimes we'll see him, and it's like Animal Planet. He'll be pouncing to the ground very low, and then he'll bounce up and try to catch something. Sometimes he gives up, and sometimes he doesn't give up. He just keeps on going. So that's the fascinating thing about him. And as an alien enthusiast, I wonder what is on the other planets, hypothetically, if there are anything there. Because there could be all kinds of things, like, for instance, on Pluto, they have the snail, the snail on Mars, not Mars, on Pluto, because there's this giant rock that was being that was allegedly moving on its own, like an ice rock, but apparently it was a snail and a space snail they call it. So those other planets could have other things on them, like what our planets have. But of course, focusing on Earth itself, I mean, look at his luscious uh, Jaguar stripes. You know, the Jaguar car, I think, looked much more fancy and elegant looking back in the vintage ones, because everything's aerodynamic looking now, and I don't think that the cars are what they used to look like. I mean, they're aerodynamic and they're safer, but they definitely don't have like the classy look that they had before. Lemon, where you are, do they have cars that uh, are they older, or are they newer, or both? Because some places have cars that are uh, they use a different design than other cars. Because I just was curious about that. Because a lot of times in other countries, I know it's not like Cuba where they use cars from the 50s. It's a stretch. You have both, okay. Yeah, because Cuba had the trade embargo put on them, obviously, and they were able to maintain their vehicles to last for decades and decades. But props to their mechanic engineering. But yeah, I just they have both, because where we are, the cars are 99% new. Pretty much everybody uses the new type of vehicles. All right, and Lemon says, and the World War II Jeeps that have been converted to bus-like forms of transport and sidecars wielded on the motorcycles. Oh, that is so cool. As I know, we went to the Philippines during the Second World War, and it's awesome y'all were able to keep those vehicles going and refurbish them. And that is, really great to the human engineering ship. Because a lot of times here, people get a new car every 10 years or so. But now what people do, in all these other places, you can make something last longer. It shows that with true... Oh, yes, I'm listening, Lemon. With true engineering and industrial wit, you can make something last forever. And I think that's so cool. And the road motorcycle thing rattles so badly. Oh, hey, Jamie. It's great to see you, friend. Right here, we have... He is living his best life right now. He is living his best life, and I was in the garden, and he came over here, and had a long night of guarding everything. Oh, good morning, Saw. Welcome to the stream. And he is now laid out like a giant potato, and he is just out of this world right now. He is enjoying the chat, and he's having his sleep. Yeah, party cat all the way. He partied all night with Bubbles, and he's just out. He had all the drinks and all the party, and now he is just, in another world right now. But he's enjoying the chat with us. Yeah. He definitely loves the attention. Oh, he's fine. He's okay. And, the thing is about this is that I think it was the Philippines or one of those islands. It may have been Fiji or something. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it was one of those islands that we were on, and they built models of the World War II airplanes, and they were going to go, and because they wanted them to come back, right? Like, they built things and idols for them to return, and I thought that was a pretty cool concept of that. Because we dropped off a lot of food and supplies over there, and they wanted them to revisit again. So there's many different islands that liked what we were doing. Now, there was a lot of cryptids that existed in those parts. I know we've talked about the cryptids over where you are, uh, Lemon, a couple of times. But yeah, the Japanese and the American soldiers were seeing these weird giant yetis that were allegedly like 15 feet tall, but the Japanese are usually more shorter. So what they may have seen instead was something that could have been 8 feet tall, but to them it was 14 feet tall. And especially when you're in the middle of nowhere and you see some giant thing coming at you, you get scared. So whatever it was a giant yeti thing, and it was running toward them, and it ate some people and it kidnapped some people. It was pretty vicious. And the Americans came there and they saw no Japanese troops anywhere. And it was very bizarre that they deserted their posts. They thought, they ran off for some reason. They didn't really understand it. But deep in the jungles, there was these strange creatures that were very big, that were hairy, that were monstrous looking. And they were humanoid looking. I guess similar to the Avatar. Not the Airbender, but the other movie, the James Cameron one. I guess, they're more appealing looking than whatever these things were. So, yeah, it's just people in these wars, they go into different parts and they see some strange things that you wouldn't usually see elsewhere. Yes, yeah, exactly, Jamie. Yeah, the purple flowers, they're the name of it. I know the name of it. Oh, there he is. Um, he must have woken out of his sleep. Hey, Claude. Nice to be awake again. Okay, you just woke up all of a sudden. Yeah, those are universal, it's like flowers or something. I forgot the name of them, but yeah, lilac. Yeah, and Owen said, I may have said this before, but apparently the Japanese stored all the gold and treasure and war booty and stuff somewhere here in the Philippines. Nobody has ever found it yet. Oh, okay. Well, with all the dense jungles that they have out there, I am very certain that they have those. There is treasure from the Nazis, from the Third Reich, somewhere that they don't know where that treasure is either. It was on a train cart, and it was like trillions and trillions of dollars of gold, and they don't know where it is. And they found maybe some of it, but they didn't find all of it. So yeah, definitely believe that about the Philippines. And no one has found it yet. Well, if someone finds it one day, what's going to happen is they're going to confiscate it to one of the world governments. If people find it and keep it secret, that's a cool thing, and they can make a lot of money from it. But usually they confiscate it. But yeah, it would be cool if someone found the treasure from the Philippines, because it's really fascinating about where they store them. I will say they're pretty good at hiding it, that they're able to do it in such a way that nobody could, figure out where it is. Now, I will say, when you have a terrain vast and thick jungles, it could be a possibility that it's hard to find. But then again, if you think about it through another perspective, it is very possible that you can do another thing where, if looking at the different posts where the Japanese were originally, that is the place to go and find. He woke up again. That's a place where you could go and find possible treasure, because they had different bases there. That's where I would look first, unless there's something else I'm overlooking. Yes, he went back to coma mode. Yeah. Yeah, he's going back into coma mode. Right there, yeah. It's like there's a default setting, and he just goes out. Yeah. The Philippines would be a great place to hide the treasure, because it's, hard to find it. Out west, there's lots of treasure that hasn't been found. And in those regions of the world, there was, like, say, they had outlaws, and they had silver bounty, and they had gold as well. And they had treasure chests, but it wasn't like the pirates, they buried them in islands. They buried them in caves and buried them underground. And to this day, they have not been found. And some of them are found, but not all of them. And out west, there is so many abandoned gold and silver mines out in those regions. Out west, there's like, say back in the day, they would have these gold mines, or people would work all day and all night, and they would go mine for gold. And there's also alien sightings too out there. Like, they had the sky people they would see, right? So they had sky people, and a variety of different things like that. So in those situations, they would, in the caves, they would see lots of those different objects. You would see lots of gold, silver, but the thing is that when they get abandoned, you had all kinds of rumors about them. And when they found rumors about them, it was quite, spooky. Like, they'll say, oh, this abandoned gold or silver mine has something in it. It really shows you the rural terrain of the people surviving on the land. Hello, hi. Oh, my goodness. Oh, hello, Zumi. Hola, Diego. Buenos. And he's a cute kitty. And so they would have these rumors of things in those caves. And, as I talked about with the deserts in the Middle East, they have these winds that will go blow in them. The winds blow and you hear all kinds of weird noises. So, it just, in those gold mines, allegedly people, pass away in them. I think gold is really important to aliens. Yeah, exactly. And you see, there's a connection between aliens and gold. Yes, Diego. I have heard about the giants in Afghanistan, the giants of Kandahar. So, we talk about that a lot on there. So, back in the biblical days, they talk about the various different things that happened, like in the biblical times. So they had these giants that were seen. They had red hair. They were very big, etc. And so what happened in Afghanistan was there was these soldiers that were in there, and they went out to. Some of their soldiers were getting deleted in a certain area, so they went out that way. And they saw this cave, and it really smelled bad, and they saw pieces of soldiers everywhere. And when they saw the soldiers, of this big 15-foot tall, red-haired giant with 6 fingers and 6 toes and 2 rows of teeth came out. And that is what they saw. And it had a big spear too, and it was wearing animal skins. So they went to go and fire at it, and it got this person named Danny. It impaled him. And then they kept fighting it for about 15 minutes or so, and eventually they were able to take it out. But it was this very scary thing in this cave, and they eventually called the airlift to take it out, and they were able to bring it back to an air base allegedly in Ohio, a very important base. So that's what I think was pretty spooky. And yeah, it's in Kandahar, Afghanistan. And it's believed that there's a network system of a bunch of giants that are out there. And back in the biblical times, they talked about those types of giants existing a long time ago. And eventually, they, people in the military saw them. There's another incident in the military where somebody saw this giant amongst the people. So there's a village in Afghanistan, and they're by a fire, and this huge, gigantic, like 12-foot tall person was with them. There's some goats, and the giant was by some goats, and it sat by the fire with the people. And usually if someone's real big like that, it's the dude in charge. I agree with you, Jamie. I believe that the Jeff Epstein got some of the DNA to clone. Yeah, I believe Epstein. You see, Epstein was obsessed with genetics, and he was obsessed with those types of genetic research and creating a super race of humans. So I don't doubt for a second that he got some of that DNA, the Gilgamesh DNA, which Gilgamesh was allegedly entombed. And during the war in, believe Iraq, they went and took his body because it helps with the Antichrist thing. So, yeah, I believe Epstein probably had those genetics because he was trying to create hybrid people. Yeah, what those wars were about. And like I say, the war in Vietnam also had to do with, besides fighting communism, they were trying to also get opium over there, and probably a similar type of situation. Because there's always, I think, another different motives for the wars. They also want oil and stuff like that too. So it's pretty interesting how the origins of these things happen. So it's believed in the cave systems of Afghanistan, there's probably these giants still existing all over the place. And in those parts of the world, there's all kinds of legends of stuff like that. So these rural areas of Afghanistan seem to have giants there, like the biblical encounters are. And there's debate about where they originate from. Yeah, all about the dollar. Yeah, definitely. And the origins of some of these things, it probably has to do with way out somewhere. They either the fallen angels, jinns, whatever, came down and created a hybrid things that were alien and human, and near the Great Flood, God wiped them out. And or what they are, and allegedly some of them survived. Or people don't believe that. Some people think that Noah carried genetics for it. Another possibility is that they were able to come back later and recreate it, or somehow they survived on the ark or snuck in there. So whatever the reason is, we still have very tiny traces of giants that apparently exist on our planet still. And they apparently come according to my belief, is that fallen angels or other types of entities created from fire came down here and had offspring and made them. John says it's about maintaining the human sacrifice for the soul fuel for the alien species. It's real simple. Yeah, and I believe there's a lot of truth to that, John, because the aliens... Humans in a massive history prove they're right. Yeah, absolutely, John. Because it's kind of like War of the Worlds in a way, and I believe, in my opinion, especially their I do want to also mention, besides the way I'm wording it, aliens too. Like, aliens came here and mixed human and alien DNA and created hybrids. They wanted to also mine for gold, and they mine for their planet, probably planet 10. They wanted to mine for gold and different minerals. So those are various different things that they did. hey, hey, chick, hey, chick magnet. Yeah, he's a cute kitty. Well, Jamie, they want to enslave us, and some people allow themselves to be slaves. That's what I think. I think people allow themselves to be slaves to the system, but it doesn't mean we have to be slaves, but that's the intentions. Like War of the Worlds, like an exaggerated version when they came down here and wiped us all out of existence, but it failed because of the human diseases came and it didn't cause it to work. So I think in the same way, it's a similar concept where they want us to fight each other and they gain lots of energy, lots of dark energy from it, and they absorb it. Like the reptilians are in some other realm dimension. Yes, John, correct. They get a longer lifespan. And they get a longer lifespan and they go more and more and more and they live longer and longer. It's like a vampire. You ever heard of energy vampires? It's the same type of concept. Oh, hello, Wiseman. Good to see you again. I could have gone my whole life without knowing this. Oh, yes, Jamie, I know. Definitely. And in another dimension, reptilians, right? They will go and absorb the DNA, the suffering and stuff on Earth, and bring it onto themselves. That is the Loosh. Yeah, good to see you too. That is the theory of what they did with the drawing energy into themselves. Now, there's different alien species that have been talked about, a variety of different things, and are they shapeshifters? Are they spiritual things? Are they aliens or angels? Whatever. There's lots of different theories what they are, but yeah, that is what the bad ones want. Now, I do believe there's also good ones too, but a lot of times, yeah, they want to draw the energy away from it, from the humans, and create hybrid offspring. There was one time we saw in the show this big whale that was just dumped on the middle of the jungle somewhere, and that had to be from an alien experiment. You know. Yeah, John. Yeah. And like the Epstein type people. Yeah, yeah, it's like almost saying it's like there's no good ones at all. Yeah, I get it. And because the ones from like Epstein was a shape-shifting lizard. Lemon says, the scientists speculate that Uranus actually has more rocky, icy surface instead of gaseous world with a thick atmosphere and a large, deep ocean of liquid gases. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, a Saturn says hello, Kitty. Yes. Oh, thank you, Lemon. I didn't know that. Scientists speculate that Uranus actually has more rocky, icy surface, atmosphere, and large, deep oceans and liquid gases. Yeah, that makes sense. And I didn't know that it was like how that is, but that definitely would make sense. And Jamie says the praying mantis ones make me scared. Yeah, they make me scared too. I think they are absolutely They are very, very scary. And I saw one where they had a depiction of one in a psychedelic type filter, and man, it was a little trippy. It's like imagine just watching one standing and moving its head back and forth. It'd be crazy to see something like that. There's some praying mantis alien concepts that they're so huge, and they just they're like 8 feet tall. It's terrifying. I do believe that these mantis aliens and the grays and the other ones, the Nordics, they're all shapeshifters, or they're not exactly what we think they are. Like they may be. I don't blame you, Jamie. And I definitely don't blame you because it's basically over by then. By then it's over. You need a M16 or something on you to deal with one of those if it tries to attack. That would be a cool video game though, to fight one of those. But it would be a scary video game. Um, it's like Red Redemption, and you see one of those things and fire at it. Yeah, it's like a, and you go and fire. Yeah, there you go. Jamie says, "LOL." Kidding. I'd put 2 clips in it. Facts. Facts. I would think you would put 2 clips in it, knowing you. Yeah. Like I don't think that you would let that slide. I think you'd be exhilarated by it. I can understand if somebody had no weapon, they wanted to give up. I personally wouldn't. I would just go and fight it. But I would understand wanting to off yourself over that. Oh, good morning, uh, Noctis, El Gato. Morning. Good to see you again. It's been a while since I've seen you. All right. And Wiseman says, anyone that's got Google Earth and had at the moment hears something on Earth very few people know about. It's the zoom of the Himalayas in China, big desert, and it's an exit wound. Oh, okay. That's awesome. That is something I will look up on the computer. I have Google Earth, but it is on the computer. But yeah, I'll definitely look at it. I would never expect in the Himalayas there would be a desert on top of all that, but it's a big desert is an exit wound. That makes sense, especially when something's odd and out of place like that, and you're going to see something there that's like a Timu thing. And that is a good find that I need to know about, definitely. Yeah, but Jamie, that would be an exhilarating thing to go and play clips into that thing. Yeah. So I do think that they're shapeshifters, or they're what the alien things are. It's an avatar, and they're projecting their consciousness into it. You ever see one of the close-up, they got spears for legs and arms, females cut the heads off of the males after 6? Yes, I'm aware of that. Yes. Okay, Wise says, all the debris from exit wounds sprayed out across the east, creating all the deserts eastward. Interesting. We call it Urs Viviva. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, that's hilarious. I didn't know that. It's very cool to know. I was not aware of that concept. And there's so much that more to this world than meets the eye. And let's see over here. Is this a sunrise early? Let's see. Oh, this is so cool. Hey, here's the sun. Okay, right there is the sunrise. Right in that area. Yeah, I think it's extremely brutal what they do to the males. It's really messed up. And yeah, that is the sunrise for everybody to see. Finally glad we have it. All right, like a female mantis, just eat the males after they mate. Now picture a 6-foot mantis. Scared. Scared. Okay, and we could see it also over. See if it's ready over this way. No. Burn it with a flamethrower. Yes. That would be a good idea to get the flamethrower. That would work too. Okay, let's go over this way. Let's see if the sun is in this direction as well, where we usually go. It is. All right, good. We're going to see our sunrise. Okay, that is the sunrise right there. Just be nice to them, and they are super smart too. Yes, yes. All right, I have many mantis in my hot houses. They're kind of pets now. They have personalities. Oh, that's very cool that you had them as pets. You'll be ready to have a open up a zoo with the lizard ones. I mean, with the giant alien versions. Yeah, you're ready for the big reveal. You're a mantis keeper and a mantis alien keeper in training. It is so cool to see the mornings have those things right there. Yeah, and the thing about the mantises is that I never really heard of them before prior to the alien theory. I'm going to get it right. Okay. I never really heard of them prior to this year, but yeah, that's apparently an alien species that was also seen. This reminds me of the time I told you that the giant mantis I found in 4th grade. Yeah, how big was that mantis? I rescued a mantis once. I couldn't get it to eat. Realized it was dying. It drank water and rice water. Oh, that's very nice of you, Lockert. I'm going to call you Pro. It's very nice of you, Pro, to help that mantis. You know, I've helped little critters like that before. And they have arrived in their own because healthy environment. Oh, that is awesome, wise man. Shout out to you. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. I mean, especially the humidity and the weather over there could cause things to grow bigger than they usually would be. But then again, I'm in a similar type of environment. Because another factor is, like, they either wipe them out. Oh, that's good. Yeah, they definitely help out with gardens. Yeah. I got a garden myself. We're seeing parts of it right now, but we're just mainly seeing a sunrise. Yeah, he saw 8 to 9 inches in the Philippines. Yeah. You know, there's all kinds of different critters that we're not familiar with that we have not, documented before. When I was a kid in the early 70s, it was $35 fine killing a mantis. Oh, I didn't know that. Some of the mantis I have, wise man says, wise man says that 3 to 4 inches long, and the babies are about 1 to 2 inches. Yeah, that's very cool. Very cool. All right, and there's all kinds of undiscovered species. I'm sure even here. Okay, yeah, they just eat. He could answer it if he knows, but they would eat what regular ones eat. Whatever the regular mantises eat. It's just it's a larger variation. There's all kinds of cryptids and things in those different islands that were not discovered. I mean, there's undiscovered animals and creatures everywhere, especially in the oceans. I mean, like, for instance, I believe there's UFOs in the oceans. That's something that I believe is facts. Because, the ocean is filled with all kinds of, undiscovered things everywhere. And, there's different types of cryptids. There's like, Bigfoot type things. There's Yeti type things. There's all kinds of stuff out there. Oh, that's good, Pro. That's good. You're seeing stuff about it. I think it's a very important topic that people should know. It's like the day of exploration. They thought gorillas were fake. They thought platypuses were fake. They thought all kinds of things were not real, but they eventually discovered them later as real. Mantis are carnivores and keep insect infestations in check, along with ladybugs too. Oh, that is great. I'm glad that they keep them in check. That's very important. I hear debates whether they are demons or higher beings. Oh, yes, Pro. I've heard about the debates too about them being demons or not. And yeah, they could be both. A lot of times there's certain theories that demons are some sort of other type of entity that swore allegiance to God, and then they fell away and became bad, because angels have a nature where they can't become bad. So they were like mercenary angels. And it's still the same thing, but just their nature is a little bit different, where they could choose to rebel against God. And when they rebelled against God, they came here and brought havoc in the earth. There's also theories that they might be different types of spiritual entities too. Some of you have some might be good, some might be bad. So yeah, they could be higher beings or demons, and maybe also something from another planet. It could be three of those, because in religion we talk about demonic entities or demons, and we know about spiritual entities too. There's those things, and what is what, and that's why I think it's important to see different theories. Okay, so one of the theories is that they're fallen angels. So you have angels that rebelled against God, and they came down here, and they went for Earth women, but they're the same things that we call aliens, because we call them something different. And they claim to be something from outer space, but they're not really what they say they are. They're some other type of being. There is another type of entity that is like a fiery entity, or some sort of a spiritual being. Oh yeah, that's good, Pro. And that's what they might be. They might be some type of, say there's, in Arabia they have genies, and there's ghosts and fairies and goblins, or so mythological entities or creatures. They might be something like that. And they just now appear to us as aliens, or they were like that, and that's what we just call them something different now than we did before. Like in the medieval Europe, or like before that, they had mythologies about ladies of the lake and King Arthur. These, it's not a demon or an angel, it's some other type of spiritual thing. Or like Aladdin, they had genies and a lamp. It's ambiguous about what their origins are, but then you have the possibility of it being from another planet, right? It's something from another planet that came here for whatever reason, and they're exploring one, or they're studying us like lab rats or whatever, right? Some are good, some are bad, like people. Yo, Edward, good to see you. Oh, good morning, Fifi. Nice to see you. And let's see, James Wiseman. My mantis at first used to whack me, but now they climb on me and sometimes land on me. I won't harm them. They're pretty cool. Oh, that's awesome. Ah, you know about that. Yes, the jinns. Yes. Yeah, they might be jinns, the things created by fire. or they might be aliens from another planet or something interdimensional. It could be something from another dimension that's coming over here, based on Einstein's theory of the of things coming from a Rosen bridge, Einstein-Rosen bridge. They come from one land to another. So that's what they also might be. Now, yeah, wise men, they always look pretty like inquisitive. They look like they're deep in thought, and I do think it's pretty cool. And Lemon says, Pro, if you think about mantis are bad, we have bugs bigger than that. They could gut you like a fish if they wanted to. Okay, Lemon, tell us another bug that's scary. We're curious to know about it. Like in Iran, there's a desert where they had a haunted desert where it's Iran's Bermuda Triangle, the Dune of Jinn, and they, because at nighttime for thousands of years, people heard this moaning in the desert, and they heard like the rumblings, and a lot of deserts make weird noises. One of them I can't really comprehend, which I've never been in a desert before, is that there's like a snapping sound that the rocks make in the daytime when it breaks open. And it's like a hissing noise. And they thought it was cursed, and that there was an oasis in the middle of it somewhere where these jinns were guarding treasure. And anyone that went into the desert didn't make it out. And that was, there's no one has ever found it, but someone could have been in a desert and they're like about to pass out, and they see a mirage maybe, or maybe there's something supernatural there, like there's aliens or something there, right, or spirits, or some other civilization that's advanced that hides itself. So it's a mystery, but it's just basically Earth doing weird things because deserts be weird, and maybe there's some mythological, supernatural things going on there, or both. Good morning, George. Yeah. Okay, George, we're talking about if a praying mantis was the size of this tree. If it's the size of a person, and it's like it's drool's coming out of its mouth, and it's moving its head back and forth, and moving itself a certain way. That's what we're talking about, because we're talking about the aliens, the praying mantis aliens. Now, I will say, maybe the mantis aliens are not really what we think they are. Maybe they're not like a praying mantis, but they're just some sort of other type of entity that resembles a mantis, but it really isn't. Like, for instance, we talked about the fire, we talked about the other things, like praying mantises, for instance, right? And in those types of situations, there are things that look like a praying mantis, but it may not be a praying mantis. The Bible and the different religions and the ancient people, they saw things that were these flaming balls of fire in the sky, chariots of fire, right? But it really wasn't a chariots of fire. It was some sort of it was an alien or a other type of being that they were seeing instead, right? And Lemon says, the hornets I mentioned in a few lives ago, they may be smaller than that, but they're still very deadly. Cicadas are powerful animals. They screeching sounds alter nearby inhabitants for insects. Oh yeah, we have cicadas here. Yes, it would be like a kangaroo. Yes, that's true. A green kangaroo. Yeah, fire ants. Yeah. There are these big chariots of fire in the sky, but they didn't know what to call it. So maybe the Nordic aliens and the other aliens, the praying mantis things, are not praying mantises, but they just kind of look like them for some reason. And as I said, I believe they're shapeshifters, and they're an avatar projecting its consciousness into a body, so it might live in another dimension or another universe or another planet, and it's projecting itself into that body. That's why I think there's so many UFO crashes, because it's like a video game. The avatar comes into this world and it dies, and then they could just regenerate a new avatar and a new alien body. I remember Saul and I were talking about. Oh, hey UAP, good morning. And also, I guess, good evening where you are. So that's something else that I think is quite fascinating. How these aliens, and UAP has a very good channel, and he's documented UAPs, UFOs before. I recommend checking him out. And all right, I also heard somewhere that if you scald up the spider, it died because it would simply be too big to breathe or something like that. Okay. Pro says, recently heard that the movie Bird Box is somewhere similar concept of being visited by a chariot of fire where the angels are so powerful only God can look upon them. Yes. And to us, we call them UFOs or aliens, but they're actually angels. I mean, anytime someone saw an angel, they were scared to death of it. Oh yeah, spiders in Australia are very scared. They're very scared. Scared. Yeah, and they are definitely everywhere, those things. UFOs are all over the world. And before our modern technology, there's documented UFO sightings. They are the size of a small dog. Yeah, I definitely bet. Definitely. Also, we have toe biters too. Oh, yeah, that doesn't sound pleasant. All right, UAP said, had more activity here tonight over the military base, but a bit further down the valley. Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks for the information. All right, that is a beautiful sunrise. Definitely. Through the trees. Yes, UAP, it does sound like a fetish. Yeah. Thanks all. It's night where you are, Zumi. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, you get to see our empire is the empire which the sun never sets on. So there we go. The worst spiders in Australia are the eastern funnel web red black spider, a web red back spider, then white tails. All others are also bad, even though they're toxic too. Aren't so bad. Okay, worst spiders in Australia are eastern funnel web red black spider, then white tails. Others aren't so bad, even though they're toxic. Oh yeah. Well, you see, Michael, if you got in the sun more, you would get more ladies, and you wouldn't have to feel that way. Anyway, UAP says, bloody hate white tails, kill them with fire. Oh, UAP, tell me about them. I'm curious. And yeah, it looks like Australia has things there that are just designed to delete any human in there, or any human or animal in there. Oh, hello, Forrest. welcome to the stream. Also, Michael, welcome as well. Oh, Odin, good morning. Odin, I summoned you, and the Valkyries must have sent you a subliminal message to come tell me hello, because I was wondering about you. So, good morning. Have a good day. Zumi says, AI gray aliens are controlled by the reptilians, and the one who controls them are AI mother. Ah, okay. So that is the theory that the aliens themselves, the gray aliens, are worker drones to some type of other entity like the lizards and things like that. Yeah, that's a theory about them. They are aggressive and pack a nasty bite. Some say that its venom eats the flesh and causes necrosis. Oh, that is gross. Not sure how true that is. Yeah, that definitely sounds unpleasant. It's like a vampire. All right. Odin said, I'm alive. Well, it's just our busy tourist season up here in Alaska. Oh, it is a busy tourist season up there. I'm sure you'll get a lot of customers and making bank. That's good. Sorry, I can sense that you're definitely not an authority on the subject or any other. Okay, Michael, I'm just dumb. Explain to me where I got it wrong. I need your wisdom here. Scared. Pro said, heard recently anyone who is anti-II will be labeled. Oh, you see, they're going to go after everybody. Like, there's a point where they could go after different influencers and stuff, but it's like, the one point they're going to go after everybody that disagrees with them. And everyone will pretty much be doomed at that point. It's like we can't normalize where we have mob rule, where people would just get canceled because they're going to go after everybody next. Yeah. And Wiseman says, white tail spiders create a necrotic bite size of a rotting flesh. Remedy is to scrape the wound, deep removing all contaminated flesh. That sounds like a very deadly thing to experience right there. Yeah, that's what I want to know, UAP, because he was talking about being in the sun makes you gay or something. And I'm just like, I don't know. Like, let's hear it. Odin says, I'm worried about the war with drones. That seems intimate. Yeah, that's definitely something that's concerning. They're definitely going to be coming. And when you have something that's evolving itself with AI, it's going to be more and more spooky about what it could do. So it's definitely something to be concerned about. I agree. Oh, okay, UAP. Yeah, test a new hammer. Yeah. And yeah, definitely a horrible spider, pro. 4Y, that's called the ring rim wound. Yeah. And yeah, and that's what I think is that the drones have had wars with the orbs. I've seen videos of the orbs having wars with the orbs, and like the drone just falls out the sky. But then again, what are the orbs exactly? It's a little bit mysterious about what they are exactly. Because sometimes like it could be a control opposition. Like the orbs themselves are probably ancient. Are they angels? Are they demons? Like what are they exactly? It would be definitely a concerning situation. Indeed. Yeah, definitely. EMP properties. Yeah. UAP says orbs definitely have that plasmid vibe to them. Yeah, orbs definitely seem like they're cousins of plasmoids or plasmids. And that's a newer thing I learned about, but they've been around for a long time, and I definitely think it falls under that umbrella. Motherships worldwide soon to reveal themselves. Yeah, definitely. Pro said that is a good point because many are now saying, except for Dr. AFT and drones, are practically impossible to hide from. Yeah, you see, it's like right now a drone could be watching me. Like these drones could be like anywhere and you wouldn't even know they're there. So yeah, it's almost like a global surveillance thing going on here. But drones aren't bulletproof. That is also true. Yeah. That's that it's not invincible. So if something weird happens, you go just shoot it out the sky. I mean, regular orbs can go and knock them out the sky too. So yeah, unless they build something really weird or a plasmid thing they could create that could spy on us, yeah, it is true that you could knock it out the sky with something, but it is still kind of like a creepy thing to encounter. Mosquito-sized drones. Friendly says, if WWE's fake is so aliens are fake. Friendly, that's actually a very good point right there to make. I will say this, though. WWE is fake, but there's other wrestling that isn't fake. So yeah, there are sightings that are fake, but there's sightings that are real too. There's wrestling, there's like Fight Club. Say Fight Club was real, right? There's really things that happen like that. There's boxing that was real. So there are things that are real, but there's also fakes. So to not see things in a complete black and white lens, but in a gray area. So I definitely think that it's possible to see it from a different point of view. For instance, like I believe Skinny Bob's real. Organic ETs are real too, yes. Yes, and Mothman. In UK, yes, Rain. Yeah, Ukraine. Yeah, Rain. They put up traps and costs to volleyball nets alongside the roads to prevent drones. Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea that they have. So I know that they're dealing with a lot of that stuff over there. Oh, Aisha. Hello. I'm not in England. My father. My dad's side's from England, so I'm half English, but I'm in the U.S. So it's nice to meet you, Aisha. And it's sunrise right now. And yeah, so the aliens, some of them are jinns, some of them are, which I think that's possible with those are described, and it could be fallen angels. Old. I am 28. Some of them can be other types of entities. Like, for instance, they could be things from other dimensions, other worlds, universes. They could be, I said, aliens. Combination of things I think are true. I think there's truth to all of it. Like, for instance, like, Nephilim that just advanced. And some encounters that they're spirits of Nephilim in human form. Yeah, from the flood. Like the jinns, angels, whatever they were, they're rebellious against God, came down, in my opinion. And now in Norse mythology, they talk about the giants, right? They talk about the same thing that, in Christianity they talk about, and the Abrahamic religion. So that these entities came down, and they had these giants that were created all over the world. Yeah. So that was the offspring of those alien human hybrids. And yeah, so the spirits made a fire. Like King Solomon, for instance, he was able to control them with his ring back then, in that time. But there's definitely some type of entity. Like, for instance, in Europe, you had fairies, right, and you had different types of, and also from Norse mythology, Odin. Of those types of things, like the dwarves and stuff, those, or, they're not demonic, or like what the Abrahamic religions would believe in, nor is it something, it could be good or evil, right? So you have these other entities that don't fit into those two categories, so that would be like genies and stuff like that, in the classifications. Bible talks about these things called the Shems, I think they're called, I'm not pronouncing that right, and it's like a Jesus time in ancient Israel. There's these spirits that were either good or bad, right? But when it came to Europe, they just put things in black and white boxes. Yes. But shout out to Saw Girl. She's excellent. And maybe the same ring helped build the pyramids too. Oh, for instance, I will tell you this, UAP. When King Solomon built that temple with a ring, helped by the jinns or the spirits, whatever, some people call them demons, whatever people want to call them. There are also, the pyramids are probably built by the same type of thing, with using them to help manipulate the stones to move. Yes, there's a way that people could have done them on their own. But there's another way people could have done it, but it's very nearly impossible for humans to have built that thing without some sort of technology, okay, in my opinion. But yeah, I think they definitely were building it with a supernatural entity ring of some kind. Just as Solomon built the temple, they used the same thing to build the pyramids. And those gods came down. They could have been good or bad. As I said, there's entities that might be good, some might be bad. They might not be black and white. And they had them build those things. Now, I believe Moloch and Baal are Satan and those demonic entities. To this day, we're still dealing with the satanic issues in the world, right? So I think, yeah, that was always evil. The horned goat god that wanted children to be sacrificed to it. Baal opposed God of Abraham and wanted to destroy him. And to this day, it's the same thing. Like the Epstein people and those elites and stuff, that's what they worship. They want, they get energy. The evil spirits get energy from that. That's why, Jesus wanted all people and children to be treated well. Yes, they have free will. They could be Christian, they could be Muslims, they could be Jewish, they could be atheists, they could be good, they could be bad. They're made of fire. That's a variety of things that they could be. They get a free will. Yeah. That's like in Europe, they talk about fairies, and they talked about different mythological creatures. That's what those things probably were. Like, it doesn't fit into the box of being a demon or an angel. It's some other type of spiritual entity that was created. Right. And, of course, there's ghosts. The ghosts are thought to be having to do with the paranormal. And they could have to do with aliens and extraterrestrials. Yes, or the Fea. And the ladies of the lake, like in King Arthur. And you, Odin, probably called them the Feas or something else. But yeah, that's probably also what they are as well. These, like when King Arthur was deleted, the ladies of the lake brought him to Avalon, like in a flying saucer or some sort of flying thing. And they brought him to another place. Or the Valkyries in Norse mythology. And AP said, those bloody leprechauns still elude me. Yes, like leprechauns, for instance, or mermaids. Now, it's possible they might be evil spirits disguising themselves as different things, too. It could be evil, or they could be good. Like, another perspective is it's fallen angels disguising themselves as different creatures to cause a deception. So let's be aware of all these possibilities of what those things could have been, but there was something. Right. Are you going to pick me up from date tonight? Saw a girl and her mind. Oh, ha ha ha. Hilarious. Oh, yeah, she loves a chit chat. Yeah, she is awesome. Under the sand in the ocean. Okay, so there's definitely things in the ocean. There's aliens or, ETs or jinns, whatever they are, in the oceans. And Life, thank you for your take on this matter. Now, explain why you think they're fake. Like, what concrete evidence you have they're fake? I do believe that governments can use them for some sort of deception, because in the midst of chaos, there's opportunity. And I do think there are fake sightings, but how do you know in absolute terms they're fake? It's a very good point that we have to also consider too. So there's UFOs that were coming from the oceans, and there have to be underwater bases. And like, the senators, congressmen have talked about this. Like, they're the size of a football field, and they're going to these bases underwater, and they're coming out of them. And it's like, what on earth is going on here? Because that's maybe where they're coming from. So the theory is that the aliens were always here, or whatever they are, were always here, and they're just exploring the earth as they always did. There's another theory that there's an inner earth. Like, the Third Reich did a research on this, that they thought there was an inner earth people. And there might be truth to an inner earth theory, especially with Antarctica. Yes, sirens in the Kraken. Oh, one off Sydney's Australian harbor. Yes. Yes, exactly. And then off the coast of Florida as well. That's another possibility of where they could be coming from. But yeah, they, I believe, are coming from the oceans, and they have bases down there. And there's so much of the oceans that have never been explored before. Okay, and Life says, because I haven't seen one, and so does many people like me. Also, Wikipedia says that it's a myth. If aliens existed, they would be sure to contact with us. I definitely agree with you. Oh, we got lucky. A golden coin. Oh, thank you for the lucky charms. I appreciate it, Odin. Very nice. And shout out to you. And you see, Life, I will say this, is that, and I like Wikipedia. Many think that it's unreliable. I do think not everything's true in there, but I do like Wikipedia. Now, there are something to take into consideration. Is from 1984, Orwell, that the big government may not always want to tell the truth. And I believe that they don't want people to know aliens are real, because it possibly might cause a horrible backlash and people to be panicking. And I believe there's alien technology that they harvested that they don't want to have concealed for people to see. And so that is something that I think is a possibility with me. The reason why I think so strongly there's aliens, there's a Skinny Bob video, and I highly doubt that that was faked, because it was such an intricate video of the alien blinking and like looking at and moving its head around, and it was not confirmed about what its origins are. So I do believe that shows evidence and credence that something is there. I believe skinwalkers exist, and Santa Claus too. At the last part was a bit of you take that with a grain of salt either way, because I don't know, I might get coal usually, but all the coal I have, I believe in him. But yes, I believe in skinwalkers, absolutely, and all kinds of cryptids. And you might ask, alien, why do you believe in these things? The reason why is that there's people that have these alleged sightings, then they had traumatic events from them. And just what if, hypothetically, what if there's some truth to this? What if there's a possibility that if I can't completely concrete, I do agree it's a military base, that it's not real. What if something happens to me? Like, anything could happen to anybody. Like, what if there really was somebody that experienced something weird? There's people that have countless encounters with aliens, and they had these traumatic experiences, or maybe fascinating experiences with them. There's so many videos of these UFOs. Another reason why I give credence to the possibility of aliens is, before our modern technology, They were talking about flying saucers in the Roman times, the time of Jesus, the Roman Empire. They talked about flying flaming chariots in the Bible and in ancient Rome and ancient Egypt. They saw so many different things in the sky. I understand, and I do like Men in Black, but I will say I don't watch Men in Black as much because of Will Smith ruining everything. We could both agree, Life, that slapping Chris Rock in the face was really stupid. We could both agree on that. And we could also both agree I do watch a lot of Men in Black too much. That is true. But yes, I think, in my opinion, that if someone's going through something, or all these people are seeing something, there could be something going on. Even if it's government technology, they're seeing something. And I just don't understand where Christopher Columbus himself saw orbs coming out the ocean when he was coming over here. So I just don't, I think there has to be something else there. And people have seen these things for centuries. Oh, Khan, I've missed you. Oh, I'm so glad to see you, Khan. It's been a while since I've seen you. And yeah, Bigfoot too. Yes, the mythology of the sky people. And look, Life, I can make up right now a purple thing with green eyes staring at me in the tree. And I know there's parables of things that are not real, okay? But I do think it's possible that these people were seeing something that we can't completely explain, how we would actually explain things. So yeah, I do think that people are seeing something. I don't deny there's government experiments. I don't deny that they have that, but I think they could have stolen alien technology and made something. I think both could be true. And alien technology could have been used to reverse engineer those things. Something else I want to mention is, like, say, Saw's uncle was one of the people that were excavating the Roswell crash. And the uncle claims that there were alien bodies that were being recovered. And it's like, I know people might say that, oh, it may not be true and stuff, but what if it was? Like, I believe that's very likely. And I just think that it's okay to be skeptical of aliens. I was skeptical too. But remember, just be open to the possibility of something being true that we may not think is true. Oh, you thought an alien kidnapped me? Okay. Do you think Elon Musk knows there are aliens? I think he is an alien. He very well may be an alien himself in human form. Now, there's allegedly people on Mars. There's allegedly people on Mars already. Life. Mark Zuckerberg is not just an alien. He's a lizard alien, okay? I would definitely agree with that. He's a lizard alien, okay? He's more alien than Elon, and he's a lizard alien. And Bill Gates is, like, interdimensional. He's on some other realm, okay? Yeah. And a very good point, Life. And Saw says, I can't watch Will Smith's movies, support him, or since Chris Rock. Too bad, because I Am Legend was one of my favorite films. Oh, I Am Legend was brilliant, okay? He's a brilliant actor, and he was magnificent the way he handled those films. And Men in Black was very good, too. Now, I do think they put alien content in movies and TV shows to get people prepared for alien disclosure or aliens being true as a subliminal message. Oh, Fresh Prince. Yeah, Evil Little Gnomes. Yes. And yeah, so definitely agree on that. Now, as I said, I don't know what the aliens are exactly. There's theories all over the place, Life. They're either us from the future. Something I didn't mention earlier. There's a theory that they're us from the future. And we come back, and that's what we look like after we living in space for centuries and centuries. We evolve into that. They could be supernatural spirits or things from other dimensions or aliens from space. But yeah, I've seen a UFO before. It was on the horizon, and it was blue, and it was going up in the sky higher and higher, and it was just moving very weird. UAP, on UAP's channel, he has lots of documented UAP sightings. It's like there's a moment where you have to see it to believe it. Yeah, but a lot of times we could be open to possibility of something being real even if we don't see it. So like ghosts and things like that, people say. Like, what if someone had an alien experience that was traumatic? Like, no one would believe them. So yeah, I do believe there are fakes. I believe the stories could be embellished. I believe that there's government secrets, and but also I think there is something real about it too. I mean, there was UFOs that crashed in Italy during the World War II, and all of a sudden the Third Reich had these flying saucer things, and they extracted possibly that alien technology from that crash, and that's what we did too. And there's a planet Serpo life that you might think is wild. So with planet Serpo, there is this theory that this alien thing, these aliens came down here because one of their aliens crashed because of the Earth's magnetic field. And after that happened, they were able to go and do studies about what was really taking place. And these aliens came from the planet Serpo, and they were trying to get people to go to their planet to exchange their technology to bring their alien friend back, that crashed here. So allegedly 12 astronauts went to that planet. It may have been over 12, maybe about 14. They went to that planet. And the humans lived there for a little while. Oh, good night, Odin. Thank you for coming. Gods be with you. And that's something that I thought was pretty cool. And one of the people died on the spaceship. And it was very mysterious when that happened. And he was allegedly put in a vault where these aliens had a bunch of bodies from all over the galaxy in these vaults they're doing experiments on. And they found out later. So they're on Serpo. Serpo has 2 suns, and they're hunting these creatures on Serpo for their meat. And the aliens ate chalk type stuff, and they lived in pueblos, and they had this solar type energy of some kind, right? So they're going to get alien technology and go back to the home planet here after many months and years. And they eventually, some of them stayed, some of them came back, and that's the Serpo story. So originally sent astronauts in the 60s to an alien planet to get technology exchange for their friend that was missing. They gave us their technology so they could have their friend back. So yeah, that's what I think was pretty cool that they talked about. And that was the first story Moki told me when we met. And that was really cool. So there's a Serpo story. There's all kinds of different theories that may not be true at all, but they're very interesting stories to know. Yeah. We have a ET tech Tesla. Yes, it's very ET. Now the problem is we have the lithium battery that likes to explode, and we have to try to have that stop happening. Yeah. And let's see this. Go this way. Glad you like them, Saw. And they're very enchanting. More cucumbers growing. The chimes are in tune with the sun glistening through the trees. Oh, that is amazing. That is very true. We have Bubbles right there. He's doing good. Let's go over here. I got more flowers blooming. The okra is delicious, and there's so much of it coming up. I cleared up some of the grass, which I needed to get done. That's what I did yesterday. And we have our plants all nice and orderly now. Some elephant ear plants growing. We have some here. We have some of them. We got some drops in the elephant ear plants. It's very cool. Now we got space for the sunflowers. Hey, look at all that. It's so fascinating with the morning dew. Okay, we got some more flowers on this growing. And also, I'm saving seeds from them too to grow more next year. So shout out to all of you. This has been shout out to all of y'all watching, listening. These are sunflower cousins, and they're getting pretty big. And that's the blue sky. Oh, okay. Sawgrill says, I love your blue sky. In my opinion, California blue are far and few between because marine layer, at least coastal towns. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, glad to give you the utopian sunrise and the utopian sky. Yeah, and you would think Cali would have the greatest sunrises, and this place was designed to be like a mini California. So it's cool that you get to see a version of California with a different type of sky, at least like in like a different version of the coastal region. Yeah. Oh, yeah, thank you, Zumi. And UAP says we have a lot of reports of these crafts coming out of the water here in New Zealand. There's a lot of them coming out of the water over there, and it's like it's incredible. There's like an unlimited amount of them, just everywhere. It's so crazy because it's like there's like a whole like army of them. And they're able to just pull that out of nowhere. It's nothing we can do with our technology right now. It's exactly UAP, exactly. In Wikipedia, it's like Timu, But I like Wikipedia. I use the AI stuff, the Google thing now more, but yeah, the Wikipedia is cool, but like it's not the most the best, one of the greatest things to use. It looks like the palm tree is secreting dates. You see those? That's the palm tree making dates. All right. And that's the tropical palm tree, California palm tree, with some jungle vines on it. There is our elderberry trees. Oh, it's very cool weather right here. Wow. It's like 60 degrees right here. Oh, here's some more of the sun. That's awesome. Let's look at this. Well, there you go. Is the palm tree's a ladies' man, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, hilarious. Oh, okay. Well, welcome back to the future, UAP. Yeah, with Wikipedia, it's kind of like Timu sometimes. I'll show you the Cloudster. We'll go find him right now. Yeah, it's a good movie, Zumi. Hello, Claudster. Chat. UAP wants to say hello. Yeah, definitely scary. Ah, yes, yes, definitely. The Fourth Kind's a great alien abduction movie. Yeah. Yeah, they told you hello, Claude. UAP said hello. Chat said hello. Yeah, there's the Claudster. Yeah, the chat is excited for the Claudster. I've not seen it yet. No, I haven't. But I heard it's pretty good. Some people think it's not that good. There's mixed reviews about it. You see something. Scared. Yeah, a lizard maybe. To get a tree rat. Whoa, whoa. The snake. Scared. Okay. He caught himself a snake. He caught himself a snake. Yes. Let's see. It's not, I don't want the snake to hurt him. I have no idea. Claude. Claude. Now, cats are actually very good at catching snakes. Very good at it. This is a bit of a. They are good at that, but. And I don't. I didn't know. I studied about that. And they're good with it. Let's see. Claude. Come over here, buddy. Claude. Claude. Come on. Yeah, I agree. It's a garden snake, not poisonous. Okay, Claude. Come on. Come on, Claude. Claude. Okay. Claude. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Okay. Let's see. Hello there, Jean. Good to see you. Okay. Come on, Claude. Come back here. Hey, Claude. Go away from it. Come on. Come to me, Claude. Let's see. Get a bin, hit it with. Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. Something like that. Okay. That's a thing coiled right there. Where is he at? Scared. Okay, Saul. Yeah, I think it's a yeah, it's a cats are good with snakes. That's something that they catch. Mm, yeah, okay. You weren't trying to set me up. Right. And yeah, because I know yeah, we were not expecting this to happen on the stream at all. Yeah, yeah. Now the snakes are real quick. And so dealing with the situation, it would be careful, Claude. Careful. Come on. Come on, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come on. Let's go this way. Hello, Missy. Uh, okay. Yeah, where's the badger when you need it? Yes. Good morning, Miss C. Great to see you. Shout out to Miss C. Okay. Go on. Okay, and let's see. It does look injured. I agree. Claude. Okay. Try to bring him here. Okay. Here's Claude, the cat. Got him away from that area. You'd never seen a badger. Okay. That's good. Usually just calms them down. Tree rats are more fun to play with, Claude. All right, buddy. Much more fun to play with. All right, you don't need to be playing with. Although cats are very good with catching snakes. Claude did an excellent job. All right. We don't play with snakes. All right. You're a good kitty. Good kitties. Very tough cat. So is Pootsy over there. Bubbles' brother. Go look at the beautiful Claude. But yeah, I've seen it before. They're very good at catching. Very good at catching the rats. I mean, catching snakes and all kinds of things. It's not venomous. Thank you. Okay, the snake went off. Okay, good. Okay. Thank you so much, Lori. Now, I'm standing in snake territory right now, but It's all good. Okay. Thank you, Lori. It's great to see you too. By the way, y'all got some action content today. Y'all got some action to some more action today. Wow. Scared. Yeah, definitely. This is scared. 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 Oh, you did. Okay, you did. Yeah, snake soup. Yes. Okay, and so UAP, you got yourself a. You got to see Claude, all right. You got to see Claude in action. He's in Cat Paradise. Yep. Okay. Shout out. Yeah, he can look after himself, definitely. He's ready to hunt. Yes, it's an East Coast trial. Yes. It is an East Coast trial. I'm going to try to also do the plea hearing as well. Yeah, plea hearing for the school shooter, Timu Colt. He's going to marry Nicholas Cruz. Yeah, Claude's throne. Yeah, right there. Cat wash parking spot, no coins needed. Yes, that's true. Well, shout out to Claude. He's a fighter. He's a warrior cat. He can take care of himself. Okay, so shout out to Claude. Oh, the flower opened completely. That's awesome. And they're all opening up. Yeah, UAP, it could get a copyright claim or something like that, but sometimes it doesn't always pick up on it. Yeah, it was just some music they play in the background for the cats. That was spooky, but it was an interesting Animal Planet episode. Public domain cat soothing tunes, yes. Nice summer trees. Let's look at my shadow again. Here's my shadow. Yeah, summer breeze. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Yeah, definitely summer tunes are really cool. Because it's like you hear it on the radio while it's hot, and it said this perfect season for growing things. So yeah, I'd say this summer is pretty awesome because it's like there's a lot of stuff growing and in general. So yeah, definitely summer breeze be a good song. Yeah, and cats definitely have laser skills, which are really cool. And yeah, I mean, it's so cool. Like when we hear these different. Oh yeah, Saturday in the parks. Yeah, that's a good one too. New Zealand had a pathetic summer this year. Only a handful of hot days, 30 Celsius. Oh, it sounds like a teamy one. Yeah, hippie tree tunes, yes. Fourth of July, yes. Oh, yeah, that was very fun. Yeah, rat tree lullabies, yeah. Yeah, sketch. Oh, good, good, good. The stitches will be gone. Good. The stitches will be gone. All right, and that was some hippie chimes, hippie tunes. Yeah, that's true. They can't copyright me for chimes. Exactly. There's another good view of the trees. Yes, exactly. Very beautiful morning. Thank you, Saul. Oh, that's a nice blue right there. Wow. Oh, Indiana too? That's awesome. Oh, look. Well, look who it is. There you are. Claude has come into our yard. Scared. Oh, there's like a lurking cloud right there. That's pretty cool. So 8 growing tomatoes, but can't eat them. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right, there's Bubbles. And there's Claude. Scared. Give them pull and play. Yeah. Yeah, I understand the frustration, with them, or to give them away to people. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's good. And it's good to have a surplus to give away. That's awesome. Oh, you tried one? Okay. Uh, I see. Tried one, paid for it last night. Okay. Like to know how that went. I showed you these before, Miss C. These elderberry trees. They're pretty cool. Well, that's good. That's good, Miss C. Yeah. All right. So we have reached a stopping point in the stream that will be ending this, and we'll see you all on the next live. This is a very fascinating, uh, uh, very cool, interesting guarding live today. Very beautiful, also. Okay. Nice wind. Oh, okay, Missy. All right. My pleasure, Saw. See you all on the next one. Yeah, see you in another stream. If anybody comments when I end this stream, shout out to you also, and thank you. And those are watching, listening, lurking. This is a very active live. It was very cool. Okay. Yeah, they get very big. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, our elderberry trees get very big. Y'all's are short. Yeah, mine. Mine they get pretty big. So right there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, those are some right there. Pretty cool. Okay, and peace, everybody.